Welcome to the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl goddess Nikita, aka Pretty Red ENT. And I just want to tell y'all, if nobody told y'all today that they love y'all, I want to be the first person to tell y'all I love y'all. Sending love and light out into the world to anybody who listens to this and anybody that needs to tap in for real. So, make a long story short, how was y'all weekend this weekend? My weekend was thebomb.com. And I learned a lot about myself this weekend and how I have grown. People be like, what? Yes. Like a lot of people be like, where you been at? You been gone for a minute. I've been gone for a minute. I'm back in the jump off. Okay. But it's true. Like, cause sometimes y'all do need a detox. I'm here to say this. I was having a very good conversation with my cousin today. Shout out to my goddess cousin. And, we were talking. She's like, I ain't seen you on Facebook in a minute. And when she said it, I didn't even think about it until just now. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you do got to detox. Cause that's basically what I did. I detoxed from social media for a while. And it's like, I took the time to like really go inward and really do deep healing. And sometimes I'll be doing ancestral healing. Sometimes I'm doing healing work for other people. Sometimes I do healing work with a collective group of people. Like I might have like 5 people that be like, hey, can you do a release work with me? And then I might have like somebody else hit me up, somebody else. I'm like, hold on, let's just make this a group effort. And we do a healing, a release work thing. And I like do some healing work with y'all. You get what I'm saying? Instead of just like wasting my time and just like doing it each individually, which not saying it's a waste of time, but when you like look at it like, okay, I'm like very particular and I really take my time out with people. So even if I tell you like, okay, it's an hour, it might be like 2 hours. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm always talking. I want to make sure I got every single thing with the person or people I'm dealing with. So I usually like to take out my time and do that collectively, like as a group, more so than like individual. I do it individual if it's like needed individual, but I'm just saying. But in general, I like to do it in a group setting because like when you do release work in a group setting, it's a beautiful thing. I don't know if y'all know about that. It's like you're in agreement. You're in agreement with like everything that's going on when you do a release in a group setting. It's like powerful for real, guys. Like I really like doing that, like telling people like how I release things and like, hey, like how do you usually do it? Let me see let me add my stuff. You know what? Your stuff works. I know. So does yours. Why don't you just add a little twist on it? You know, make it a little remix. So, I like that, guys. But for real, like sometimes I do like just chill out some days. Like some days I might be a troll on Facebook. You feel me? I might be a troll on Instagram. I'm always on Snapchat. I don't think I take a break off Snapchat, but that's neither here nor there. That's my favorite platform to be on, guys. Like, hey, listen, if this podcast was on Snapchat, like my podcast would be aired on Snapchat all the time. Okay. But in general, guys, I really love talking to people about healing, and I like talking spiritual to people. I don't mind having like normal conversations with people, but some people don't like when I talk and then I like talk spiritually to them. And I'm like, dude, this is how I answer questions. I've always answered questions like this. And I gave an example to my friend. I was like, listen, she's like, well, I like this new person you've always been. I was like, bro, I've always been this way. I'm like, I'm going to tell you why. And so I broke down like, okay, you remember you said this? Do you remember my answer? And I was like, she's like, yeah. I said, but peep how I did my answer. Only thing I did was switch a few words out. I said, let me tell you how I will give my answer now. And then bam, I gave my answer like, hey, I used energy, universe. I said, but look how I gave my answer last time. I used God. Get what I'm saying? So I'm like, but it's a beautiful thing, guys. Like just to be able to receive people. if this is for my family, I want to make sure I like throw this out here, like for family and friends, like even for people that I consider my family that's not blood related. If y'all really need me, you have to ask me for help. And people who know that when I give readings, I don't give readings out for why other people give readings out. Oh, I want to know about this person. So you did a reading to know about a person that you didn't ask to read their energy? I mean, it's okay to read your energy and the energies that wants to come forward, but it's not okay to like pinpoint a certain person without asking them. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause some people, they'll let you read them. Feel me? And like, especially when I do when I do some readings, like people be like, oh my gosh, like who is that? And then I start talking and I'll be like, well, I kind of get this person. They be like, what? Yeah, that was them. Or, you know what? You're right, but it's this person. I always tell people, like, trust your instincts. I could tell you it could be grandpa. It might be your father. Get what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to tap in and use your instincts to see what's what. Is this right or is that wrong? What do you need to do? You get what I'm saying? Like, hey, not saying that I'm wrong because the message is still right. But sometimes people, like, say, for instance, someone was your uncle in this lifetime. But what happened if they was really your father in your recent past life? Get what I'm saying? So when they're coming through, they're like, I'm like, oh, I feel father energy. And then they'll be like, oh, no, that's like my uncle. Like, well, technically speaking, if we tap into your past life, it was really your dad. And so that's the reason why it comes off as dad energy, because maybe they were your dad in the past life. So, but when they came back this time, they were your uncle or, you know, different things like that. So sometimes it could be like just I wouldn't even say a trick, but it's just like you're still reading the correct energy. It's just that you got to take it how you resonate. Sometimes even when people are like, well, who is this person? You'd be like, oh, no, that wasn't my dad. That wasn't my grandpa. Like, that's not that. Guys, like when I literally channel for people or give messages or, you know, just in general, like I really be tuned in. Like I'm tuned into everything. Like, so it's like you gotta find your way and how you do readings. 'Cause I could teach you how to read like me all day and you still wouldn't know how to do it. I can give you a manual and you still wouldn't know how exactly I do it, because if you don't have my gifts, then you can't do what I do. And that's okay. But you have your own gifts. Everybody is psychic. There's a way how to unlock that. You have to really do work to get that. And I always tell people, sometimes your psychic powers won't be unlocked. Sometimes you won't be able to read people if you're going to do wrong. This is that year. If you know that you out here doing wrong, you heard it first. If you're using your spiritual gifts not for the good, it will no longer work. It will be in void. You won't be connected to source. You won't be connected to any energy besides yourself. You really read yourself. You keep telling people you can read. And for the people who be reading people that don't know really how to read people correctly, maybe that's not for you. Because people who actually do readings, like some people are blessed by their family appoints them. They read other people, but what they're technically supposed to be doing is reading their family only. But they help everyone. So here you go, comparing yourself to someone, or, you know, like really wishing like, oh, I really wish I had her gifts. Like, no, wish that you have your own stuff. You might not know, you might outdo yourself. Like, hey, I wanted to have her gifts, but my gifts was really cool. I like them. I like them better than hers. Like, what's the problem? I'm not in. Listen, one thing about me, even as Goddess Nikita, even as Pretty Red Auntie, and anybody know me, like this is my slogan with Pretty Red Auntie. I ain't in competition with nobody. I'm in my own lane. You can't even get in my lane. I'm in my own lane. There is no cars around me. So if you think you're in competition with me, baby, really you in competition with yourself. I don't know who you in competition with, because my car, my person, my body, me, myself and I, we're not even nowhere near you. So here you go trying to be in a competition with me, and I didn't even realize it. And then I didn't realize it until you said something. I'm like, wow, like really? Like, are you serious right now? Because people don't understand, like some people can be in competition, secret competition with you. And it's like, why? I just want to be loved. Like, I just want to be your friend. I don't want to be nothing else but your friend. Why do you have to be in competition with me? Like, what's that about? If we're friends, we balling on everybody else. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not about to do that. That's, you know what I'm saying? But me, the goddess in me now, like, I'm not in competition with nobody. And if I know that you're a person that I used to be attached to or anything, and like you like being in competition with people, this and that, like, oh, like I'm just better than this girl, I'm better than that girl, I probably won't be friends with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, okay. Like, I might change the subject on you. And people are like, what? Like, nah, I'm not indulging in that. Like, cause I don't like that. That's not me. Like, I believe everyone's pretty. And if I'm a female and I hear you being a mean girl, like the movie Mean Girl, I won't deal with you, because I'm a person, I feel like everybody's pretty. Just because you feel like someone is ugly doesn't mean that they are ugly physically. I feel like someone will think that this person is the most beautiful person in the whole wide world. But here you go talking about this person saying they ugly. Maybe that's because you feel like you ugly outside. Stop reflecting that energy outside of yourself. Keep it there. Okay, guys, like you got to pay attention to people. I think everyone's beautiful. I think everyone, you know, if you're a female, you're gorgeous. You're a whole goddess. And if you're a man, you handsome. You're a god. You might not be the one for me. Okay. But you are who you are. And that's being real. And people don't understand that, like, you might not be the one for me. I'm okay with acknowledging, like, and articulating to the person, like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. You know, like no, I don't like it. You don't speak my language. I'm not about to spend my time teaching you my love language either. Like, no, well, what are you looking for in a man? You know what? That conversation's over with, I think. Can I call you back? You know what I'm saying? And literally, I spoke to someone like that because one of my guy friends, he was expressing to me like he liked me and stuff. Like he liked me for over 10 years. And I'm like, dude, I don't like you. You don't even have the right view of me. Like, it bothers me because I actually sat down. A lot of people never really seen the true side of me. I actually showed that side and you didn't even know that. Instead, you thought I was this party animal. So, you know, I don't know. It's not going to work with you and I. It's just not. You're not healed. And, but I also told him, I was like, you know, like, dude, like, I don't want you. And I don't want to play games with you. I don't want to waste your time. Like, he's like, but okay, but even though we're not friends, like, I still can't take you out to eat. Like, we can't go out to eat. I'm like, no, because I know that you like me. There's a difference. I'm not going to waste your time. You like me. You're taking me out to eat to try to, like, what? Say, like, oh, I like you. And you're going to try to win me over. That's not how you're going to win me over. I'm not one of the females like, oh, you take me out to eat and it's all fine and dandy. Like, nah, this ain't that. I'm okay. I'm like content. People don't understand that. Like, when I get in modes where I'm like, you know what? I'm cool, but I'm cool for waiting for the one. I've been waiting. Why wouldn't I wait? That's the thing that people don't understand. When someone gets content with being a universal flow, being able to speak their truth, telling people like, hey, you know what? You're able to communicate exactly what you need. I kind of think you're in alignment to do what you're supposed to be doing. Don't allow nobody to force you to do something you don't want to do. I'm like, dude, I really, like, you are a good person. Like, granted, like, dude's a good person. He's just not a good person for me. I'm like, listen, I don't even like for my friends to speak to me the way that you do. But the craziest thing is the way he talks, that's the way he talks. And like I said, like when I was unhealed, I would tolerate people talking like that. Now that I'm healed, not saying that, hey, you got to change the way you talk, but you're real aggressive when it, and I'm a woman. I'm a whole goddess. You're really aggressive. That bothers my spirit. When it bothers my spirit, I could tell the way how I am. I'll be like, hey, let me call you back. If I'm telling you I'm got to call you back, that means you bother my spirit for real. But I articulate that. And he was like, you know what? One thing I can say about you is you always keep it real. Most women won't even keep it real and be like, you know what? I'm cool. I don't really want to talk to you. Like, I don't like the way how you talk to me. I'm like, I was telling him, I said, he was real aggressive. And this is what people don't understand. Like, listen, I am not no hoe, no whore. I ain't really had sex with too many men. Okay. I'm very picky in particular about my man. I like a particular style about my man. They have to be a certain way. That's just me. Like, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I was telling him, I said, listen, I have never talked to a man, been in a relationship with a man, and they talk to me the way that you talk to me. I have only been in a relationship with men who have a whole different language with me compared to they have with anybody else. And when I say that, I mean that, like literally, even down to like, you know, like my sugar daddy. Like, you feel me? I've never been intimate with him, but it's like me and him he has a whole different conversation with me than he do everybody else. And people used to get mad, like, but you talk to her like this. Like, he's like, cause she's not like that. Like, I don't know. Cause it's really weird. Cause it's like when some people come off and they give me like this language, how they talk to me. I'm like, where did you get that you could talk to me like that? Like, why are you talking to women in general like that? Like men, I challenge you this year, 2023, to talk to women softly. Show women your soft side. That's not saying, hey, I'm soft. No, that's just saying I can submit to you the same way you submit to me. What's wrong with that, guys? There's literally nothing wrong with telling someone and showing someone like, hey, I can be soft to you and talk to you the way you like to be talked to. Like I was telling him, I said, listen how you talk. Like, it's really aggressive. You're speaking over me. Like every 3 words is a cuss word, but it's not that. It's like you're cussing at me. It's not like you're cussing about a situation. Like, people, prime example, when I used to work for Citibank doing customer service, one of their things is you cannot hang up the phone on someone from New York. And they'd be like, why? Because they naturally cuss. You cannot do that. You can hang up on someone who's cussing at you, but if they're cussing in a story, it's different. New York people just naturally cuss. This is what they were in training. They trained us, and I was an elite supervisor. So they trained us as an elite supervisor to not hang up on New York people. There was a limit to when we can hang up. Like, you get what I'm saying? Even with a New York person, like, they have to really be going in. But if they're like naturally just cussing, like, you can't just hang up on them because they said a cuss word. And so I learned that. I tell people that, like, hey, like, if you cuss, that's your love language. But if you trying to date me, I'm not accepting that. Not saying like, hey, I don't mind you cussing here and there. I don't care about that. It's the point. It's how you're saying it. People don't understand it. Like, okay, you're like talking, you're like, shit, this, like, you always on some bullshit. Like, damn. But if you're saying like, man, this shit is crazy, that's a different conversation compared to you saying you on some bullshit. I don't like men to talk to me like that. Like, there's a different way than you can articulate that. Like, hey, you know what? I don't like what you're doing here. You know what I'm saying? That's different. I deal with men who are very soft to me. Like, men who bring out the soft side of me. Like, even if like maybe I am being like, oh, they know how to like really smooth me down. just by having a conversation with me, talking with me. I like them type of men. Now, if you're not that type of man, then don't do that. And he was like, you want me to change. You're trying to change me. I said, I ain't trying to change you because I want you to be my man. But I'm saying in general, if you really want a woman and you want a woman like me, we don't like men to talk to us like that. And so I'm trying to help him out. Like, let me help you out. And I'm like, and I kept it real with him. I said, listen, I don't want to break your heart and I don't want to break your mom's heart because I have a son and I wouldn't want some girl to be stringing my son along, talking like saying you like him. Like, even though there's no way in hell you would talk to this person. Okay. Like, no way that you're talking to this person at all. Why waste their time, bro? Tell this person, I do not want to talk with you. Like, I'm cool. I don't want to talk with you. I kind of really don't even want to be your friend for real. Like, I mean, yeah, we were cordial then, but I don't want to be your friend now. I'm on a whole different level. Like, no, I don't want it. Like, you're still not healed. You have mama issues. And I can tell by the way we talk. You might have daddy issues too, but that's neither here nor there. I'm only addressing a mom because I'm a mom. So I can sense that. That's what that communication is great, guys. I'm telling you, people sometimes they look at me and they be like, I wish I can communicate that the way that you do. I'm telling you, try it. It will not hurt. I'm telling you, I will tell a person like, listen, I don't like the way you've been treating me. And I'm going to tell you why I don't like the way you've been treating me. I'm a person, if I feel like you didn't like me, I'm going to tell you why I felt like you didn't like me. I'm not one of them person. I felt like you didn't like me. And somebody say like, why? And I'm like, just because. I'm not that person. I'm going to break it down to you because I want that back. That's that energy I want back. And if I see you don't give me that energy back, guess what happens? You're out of there. You're gone. You're done for. I'm cool. I'm not going to spend my lifetime teaching people how to speak my love language. Speak to me how I like to be speak to. No, not with no man. And I'm telling y'all, some women is toxic. And so what happens, I have seen this being done. Some women have been hurt so bad to the point where, say for instance, they meet a man. This man never hits women at all. Wasn't raised like that. Don't hit women at all. They'll get a woman who likes to get beat on, because some women do like to get beat on, but I feel like they need to heal. Okay, that's just my whole opinion. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. You like to get beat on because something happened, and so now you accepted it. So now you kind of added it to your avatar when it should not be added to that, because you're a goddess. No goddess should ever get hit like that. Okay, boom. You like to get hit on. This man don't like to hit on women. You force this man. Y'all dating for like maybe 6 months now. You force this man to hit you. And he's telling you constantly every single time, no, I don't want to do it. Then finally he does it. And he sees what kind of high you get, that how you really like it. So he starts doing it. Now he's starting to hit you on some real stuff. And then now you're mad, call the police on this dude, and you the one that started it. Are you serious? Like, guys, take the time out to really heal, bruh. But that ain't right. Some people toxic. You feel me? Like, and I'm a person like, granted, some people do deserve to get called certain names, but if I'm with you and I can sense that you're using a lot of energy in your body to project evil words at a person, especially a woman. I'm a diehard feminist. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna feel some type of way. I'm also like down for men too, like, cause women be on that too, for real. I know some women who do. You gotta understand, I got brothers and sisters. Okay. I've watched them and it's like, wow, like I can't. Some people like to be toxic. When I want to be toxic, I used to be toxic. I don't think I ever went that extremely far because I don't like that. I'm always sensitive, but what I will... I don't like that, guys. And so what I will say is that I just really don't like that. So I just avoid it. Like when people want to be toxic, I'll be like, you know what? That's you, baby. I'm not being toxic with you. I'm not one of them people. I don't like that toxicity stuff. Like I felt like my sex was toxic, and it kind of was. Some people be like, nah, I wasn't toxic. Like, man, if you knew what I was doing, you'd be like, that was toxic. And then I would probably like never call a person back. You get what I'm saying? Like, or, you know, I do certain things during sex that most people don't do. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of toxic. People don't accept the fact that sometimes your sex can be toxic. And once you start healing your sexual body, that's when you start understanding like, man, I was doing some crazy stuff, but this is what made this person, even if you wanted to like break up with this person, like you wanted to stop talking to them and you wonder why they're so attracted to you, like because you were doing toxic stuff. I'm telling you, like, man, now that I'm like super woke on my spiritual stuff, I'm like, man, I was doing stuff that I should have not did at all during sex. Like people be like, man, all my life, I should have not been doing that. Like, oh my gosh, for an example, for my spiritual people, there's some stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Like when you telling people like you're taking their souls and you actually know how to do that correctly. Yeah. You know, like, I don't know. Are you just bounding yourself to some like sex? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that pussy mine or that dick mine. You get what I'm saying? Like that's toxic, bruh. Because a person, if you're doing this during sex, they will start to really believe that to the point where like, if it's really, really, really good, it's like, and then y'all stop. And then they're like, why did you stop giving me my bottle? It's kind of like a baby. If your baby is used to getting a bottle every 3 hours and then you stop giving the baby a bottle every 3 hours, this baby's going to have a fit. Okay? And that's the same thing, guys. Like, y'all got to understand something. Like, to be able to really talk about and be open to healing. Like, I tell people, I like to be open with people. You got to be able to take me talking about whatever, because some people might need to hear that, and they might need to hear it the way I say it. Because sometimes some people don't want to say it their way. They like to tone it up. What? No, I'm not toning nothing up. Listen, this is the real. This is how I feel. This is what's going on. And that's just that. You either accept it or you don't. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, I like to be free when I talk. I don't like to be controlled. I don't like that. Like, I will tone it up a little bit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I'm talking with my man like, listen, you kind of, I get what you're saying, but you kind of went too far here. And I'm like, you know what? Here, I will fix it. And I would do that for my man. But, you know, I'm single till I'll get a wedding ring, but that's neither here nor there. Juicy drink. But that's just my thing, guys. Like, to really be open with talking to people, because y'all know Mercury retrograde. And I always be telling people, like, guys, anytime Mercury retrograde come around, y'all probably gonna hear me get on here and talk about all these guys that are calling me. Okay, like I'm talking about all of them. I have heard from every man that's still living. Okay, like every man that's still living. Every single one of them, I've heard from them. And it's like, hey, you know, like I have ever talked to, came across like, hey, maybe we didn't really get off the ground, or, you know, maybe we did get off the ground. Like we have all had a conversation this Mercury retrograde. And it's like a conversation that need to happen. Like, hey, listen, like, you know, I'm not yours. Hey, listen, I don't want you. A clear cut conversation. Like, I don't want you. Do not call my phone no more. Like, I'm so serious. Don't hit me up on social media. Don't hit me up under that fake account that you got on Instagram that you keep hitting me up on. Yeah, I know that's you. I know your signature. Stop doing that, bro. Like, if you want to talk to me for real. Don't fake the front. Don't act like just somebody else under a fake account. Just be real. Like, talk to me. I'm a real human being. But if you know I don't want you, you have to accept that. A lot of people don't understand, like, I know who my person is. I do. And I'm not going to sit up there and say, like, oh, I'm going to talk to you and, like, my person come in and I'll dump you. Like, no, I don't want to hurt nobody. That's the thing that people don't understand. I don't want to hurt nobody. So would I rather be single and wait for my person? Yes. I would rather do that. I would rather just be your friend, teach you love, don't have no intimacy there, but I will teach you love, do my spiritual job, and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Go back home to go back home to my man. Like, I'm not playing that game with y'all. This is not that. I'm not being caught up in no cycle with nobody, bro. Like, you're not gonna keep calling me back on every Mercury retrograde, guys. Like, there's some stuff y'all need to come out and learn how to speak and use your throat chakra. Hey, if you miss me, say you miss me. Like, bro, like, and for real, I had like 3 people hit me up and they was like, listen, one person, like, we used to talk and he's like, I really miss you. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I miss you because you're really a fresh breath of air. Like, when it comes to even the outstanding woman that you are, like, you really are a good person. You're a good woman. Like, you healed. Some of these women are not healed. They have baggage. Like, I really admire you. Like, I really just want to be, like, real cool with you. But I do miss you. You're a really good woman. So I just want to tell you that, like, I really want the best for you. And I remember one of my exes hit me up and he was like, listen, I was doing healing work. And the one thing I regretted in life, because me and my wife was talking, and I told her the one thing I regret in life is not making you my woman. And she's like, I need to communicate that with you because she said you might need to hear that as for healing information. And so he wanted to details with it to the point where me and him is both crying on the phone. He was like, for real, like, I really messed up and it wasn't like he did anything to hurt me, but it was just more like I was crying because the way how he expressed it. I ain't like never heard no man express it like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's amazing. Like, that you were able to have a conversation like that with his wife. And it was like me, him and his wife all on the phone. And he was like really talking to me like, the one thing I really regret is you. And I have to tell you before, you know, like, I move forward in my relationship, like going to a higher level. And this is what some of my healing work is, because I'm like, dang, like, you really was her. And I like really didn't like put no spin on it. And I don't know if that hurt you a little bit, because I remember me and you talking and you was like, dang, like, you just stopped talking to me. Like, you could have at least communicated. And he's like, I was, you know, like, we just had a really deep conversation. And he was like, it really like shocked me. And I was like, wow. Like, he was like, he just broke down how beautiful I was and inside and out. And he was like, for real, like, whoever ended up with you really hit the jackpot. Like, I'm telling you, like, if I was not married, I would be pursuing you crazy. I don't know what's wrong with these men and why they sleep, but baby, somebody better come in and take your ass. I'm like, damn, you know what? Take me. It's like, I'm just playing. But no, all jokes aside, I got what he was saying. I got what he was putting down. I understood the assignment, and I was like, you know what? I accept that. And he's like, I want to apologize for doing that to you. And he's like, will you accept my apology? I was like, yeah. And I was like, thank you for communicating with that. He was like, I felt like maybe you need to know that because your worth is way too much for you to be settling. Don't you ever settle. I mean that. Like, you can call me or anything. Like, Like, you got a problem, call me. Like, I don't know, I'm coming outside. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, and it was really cool that me and him had that open like conversation. And I was like, wow. But these are the conversations that guys have with me, people. Like, real talk, like on Mercury retrograde, they really be coming out like confessing some stuff. Like, I probably didn't know. Like, one dude was like, man, I had a crush on you for like 15 years. I'm like, 15 years? Why you ain't say nothing? He's like, well, the one time I said something like, yeah, you caught me in my moment. But he was like, but you was so real. He was like, I don't want to cross boundaries with you. I really like you as a friend. And I don't see myself ever being with you. And that was real. And to this day, I was like, nah, I don't see myself being with you. Like, I like my men a certain way. You're not like that. And I don't want you to change the way that you are to be with me either. I want you to be who you are. I accept people. Like, people don't understand, like, even though I'm like picky and I have a particular style, but I like certain men a certain way. Like, even the guys like that blew a kiss at me I blew a kiss at him at the stop sign, at the stoplight. I like men that approach me the way how he approached me. Oh my gosh. Like, marry me right now. Like, let's go. But that's what I said. I have a particular style. Like, if you do everything right, like, I'm going to pursue you correctly. So I would say, guys, like, Mercury retrograde, please believe it's about to go out. You're going to have communication from the same guys or women who've been hitting you up. They're going to come back, have that conversation with you. Just make sure you articulate certain things. Because some guys, people, I'm only speaking for men. I know women do it too. I just don't do it. But some men, guys, they really be trying to claim y'all. And you don't understand what I'm saying. I remember I was like, man, I felt like my divine masculine was fighting with somebody. And it's like I heard a conversation spiritually. I'm like, dang, like, this man. But I'm like, he's not down here fighting. He's up there fighting. And dude was like, nah, that's my pussy. I'm like, damn. Man, my husband was like, you know that's my wife for real, though. Like, I don't care about none of that. And so they start banging. I'm like, dude, you're not going to be my husband, bro. Like, you might as well just sit it down. I would have told you that. Like, dude, that was just a waste of time. But is this a true statement, though? Like, guys spiritually be claiming you. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is why my husband put me in a loop. He said, man, you got too many people claiming you spiritually. I don't know what's going on. I know you're a good woman. I'm not going to doubt that. That's the reason why I married you. That ain't got nothing to do with that. What happens is that you got like a lot of people claiming you, and some of these people you never even been intimate with that's claiming you. Like, they need to chill out. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, he put me in a loop to help me understand what was going on. And I'm like, man, I jumped out. Hold on, baby, I gotta go. Like, yes, my person, my divine masculine, he communicated, he articulated that spiritually. Like, and I'll be telling people, like, when you're spiritually connected to someone, like, if you know that you're connected to someone, like, spiritually, you have a divine masculine, you can talk to them. If it's your person, you can talk to them. You know the difference between your person and not your person. I know the difference between my person. I'd be like, Lord Jesus, fix it. But he be talking to me real, but it's the way how he do it, even spiritually. It's like, oh my gosh, he'd be like, listen, babe. He busts out with that. When he say, listen, babe, I'm like, oh, Jesus, fix that. And he just really be so passionate with me to the point where I'm okay with that. And I understand what he's saying. He's like, listen, people just, you're a good woman. I expect that. Like, but you know, when we get in union, that's got to stop. Cause you know, I don't play games like that. I'm overprotective. So what they gonna do? You know, I'll go to war with anybody. I don't care. So it's like, but I'm the same way. That's what people don't understand. Like, we are the same person. If he willing to go to war with anybody, he know I'm not going. So, okay, have a great day. Like I said, the same thing you do, I can do too. Probably times two. So, you know, we can tiptoe you when I go there. But, you know, we see who win. You know, I always do, but that's neither here nor there. But all jokes aside, guys, like, you know, y'all got to see about people and their attachments. Maybe some people claim you. I remember one time there was a girl claiming me. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gay. I don't like women. I ain't never been with a woman. I just don't. I prefer men. And I'm like, why are you going around telling people I'm your girlfriend? And I'm not. I've never even been with you intimate. You never even been with me intimate. Granted, I might give you a hug. You ain't never even touched my butt, bro. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop telling these men who should be talking to me right now not to talk to me because you're my woman. You are not my woman. Stop that. You don't need to come. Don't be telling people you my man and you know you not my man. Because if that person's somebody who I'm real cool with, imagine you telling somebody who really like me, but I'm cool with them for real. And they come up to me like, you know, this dude said that you his woman. I'll be like, who? I'll put it on air. Hold on. What? Who he had this conversation in front of? Let's bring them same people around so we can have the same conversation with me there. I remember I did that one time. And I was like, dude, you have never talked to me. You don't even have my phone number. Why would you sit there and tell this whole man who I'm actually dating that you talking to me? So now this man just thinks I'm out here just being a player and I never once talked to you. Or you might have got my number through a family member or a friend, and now you saying I gave you my number knowing damn well I never gave you my number. I'm telling you, like, guys, I'm pretty. I'm a pretty girl. People don't understand, like, people have lied. Men lie. Do y'all say women lie? Men lie too. Like, I heard a dude sit up there in a car conversation with my male cousin. My male cousin, I was in the back seat. I will never forget it. With my male cousin, telling my male cousin he had sex with me. Like, and according to him, I was his Bob. Bob? Nigga, Bob. What? No. No. Bob? I'm like, who? I was like, so when I'm talking, when he said who he said, I'm like, I said, you smashed Pretty Red ENT. He says, Pretty Red ENT. The girl got Pretty Red ENT on her arm, like in red. I'm like, what? I was like, what she look like? And he was like, light skinned girl. She real pretty, you know, she thick with she got the funny colored eyes and she got that long hair with the big titties and a big booty. I'm like, what? And I'm just sitting in the back seat and my cousin look at me through the rear view mirror like, I'm like, let me see a picture of her. And so he pulls out a picture on his phone and he showed me, and I'm like, all right. I was like, you know what, cuz, you think you could drop me off? My cousin was like, yeah. So when I get out of the car, I was like, cuz, you know what it is. It's Pretty Red ENT. Dude, look. And I said, remember you said you was fucking me, right? I said, so you fuck me? And he was like, oh, man, I pipe on dude. But see, this is back in the day. See, I got to understand something. Back in the day, it was all the chain. What? I said, you said you had sex with me? I said, you said that's true, right? I was like, bro, you just sit up here, talked about me, all of that. You just mad for real. I didn't mess with you. And that's sometimes be the problem too. A lot of guys be mad at women because they don't give them their phone number, start cussing them out, call them out their name and stuff. Like, what? Man, I pipe don't do. Bop, bop. Go call your sister too. She can get it too. What's up? You ain't finna sit up there and lie on me, cuz. Like, I claim my bodies. I don't care what's going on. If I talk to you, whatever, like, I claim you because that's just what I do. Like, hey, like, did you used to talk to him? It depends if it was good or bad. But if I smash you, took you down, yeah, I claim my bodies. Like, I don't lie about that. Like, yeah, I took him down. Like, what you want me to do? Lie about it? No, I can't. It's part of me. Like, you feel me? No, I'm not about to do that. But in general, like, I don't like, I really found out that a lot of men lie about having sex with women when they never really had sex with a particular woman at all. I never knew men did that. I mean, I never really seen my brothers do that. So it was really amazing to see that other men do that. It was like, what? And people used to tell me this all the time. I remember one of my guy friends I was dating, he was like, hey man, some dude told me he talked to you. I'm like, what? And we had like a whole conversation. It was like weird. It's like, what? You ain't never talked to me, cuz? And I mean, I don't have people lie. Like, I don't, boy, listen, females and men. And then, like, I don't even talk to women at all. So it'd be really amazed to hear that I talk to a woman. I'm like, when? Oh, just because you hear me calling someone babe, like if you from downtown Cincinnati, you gotta understand something. Downtown Cincinnati, everybody's called baby. Like, what's up, baby? What's up? You know what I'm saying? That's just the lingo down there. But for Harrison, people always call like people babes. I'm a natural sweetheart. Like, what's up, babes? I might not really mean like all babes, but if I'm talking to like somebody I like or my man, it's totally different how I articulate that. It's like, oh, I go really in. I really express my feelings. I'm really romantic. I'm a really expressive person. So like if I'm like tell someone, I'm like, if I'm talking to someone I like, I'm like, oh, Grand Rising, handsome king. Grand Rising, handsome God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, I might really go into details, like talk about how sexy they is or something, like, or how handsome they are. Like, I don't know. It's totally different. But as far as like downtown has a whole different language. So I'm like, dude, you might have heard me calling this girl baby. Like, but she might call me baby. And she might look at me like I might be her baby sister. So she calls me baby. Like, what's up, baby? Like, I miss you. I love you. Like, what you doing, sis? You done missed the whole reason why she called me baby sis. I'm the same way with my baby sister. I be like, what up, baby? What you doing? You all right? I love you. And she be like, I'm all right, sis. And I'm like, well, call me if you need me. She be like, all right. You feel me? Even with my little sister, you feel me? Like my little sister, you would think that we probably were in a relationship, but that's really my blood sister, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, oh, like, she be like, what you doing, baby? Like, I'm like, nothing. She be like, oh, look at your chest area. Yeah. We be cracking up laughing. And people be like, oh my gosh. Like, cause me and my brother and sister, we break all the rules. Like, no, that's off the table. But that's just my little sister language, her love language. That's their love language. I love people in their love language. You can't be mad at someone because they're like, oh, this and that. Cincinnati people, they typically call people baby downtown. Like, downtown people like, hey, what up, baby? Like, it ain't nothing like that. But everybody down the way be like, what's up, love? Everybody call me that because I am love. So it's like, what's up, love? Like, what's up, love? Because I'm always spreading love. And like, I'm like, what's up, love? You all right? You feel me? They don't mean that, hey, I feel like you are my love. I feel like you are love. So that's me triggering people to understand that they are love. Because maybe they might not hear it or see it or feel it or experience it from anyone else. And here I come being like, hey, what's up, love? You all right? All right. I just want to tell you I love you today. Have a good day. That does not mean the same as my man. Like, man, my man gets a whole different conversation. Like, I'm breaking down why I love that man, everything about that man from head to toe. I love you. Come here. Let me kiss on you. It's a whole different. My love for my man is totally different than my love for everybody else. It's really higher. And if I ever told you I loved you, you know that the men I've been in love with, they will tell you, they will concur that like, yeah, that's totally different. Like, she don't speak to me the same way she speaks to everybody else. So I will say that. But guys, like, really just enjoy this week. Okay. I'm just going to get off here in this, but enjoy this week. I don't know who I'm talking to. I hope that information resonate and help you out. Communicate, guys, with people, but this week is going to be very intense. Just know Mercury's coming out of retrograde this week. So it's going to get intense. These conversations is. Remember, it's going to start going back around in circle. I'm telling y'all. I already got my phone calls. I got a few phone calls, guys. Like, listen, I had to tell a few people, like, dude, you know it's over. Like, I done wrote a sheet out. Your name ain't even on the sheet, okay? Like, no. If from my past, who would I have set back in my life? Like, yeah. I did that sheet. Maybe y'all should do that too. Like, I did an inventory one time when I was doing wound work. I put down the guys that after I finished wound work, who I would actually entertain again and who I wouldn't. And it ain't too many people on that. It was probably like 2 people that I would probably entertain for the past. Okay. But now, as of today, who I would entertain? No. I ain't got none. Nope. I'm good. Love and joy. Back then, you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. You out lonely. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. But sometimes you gotta do that. Even do that with your friends. What friends are you willing to forgive? What friends do you feel like need to go on this new path and this new journey with you? Because everybody can't go with you. Like, you need to be leaving some past people in the past. Like, they no longer resonate with your future and the path that you're going on. So sometimes you have to let go and let them people go. Like, hey, you can still have love for them, but they're not in alignment with your new assignment. Let it go. It's okay. Because that whatever you let go, you release, the universe going to replace back with more. I'm telling you, the universe showed out for me this weekend because I got me a new friend and I love her. When I say this girl, this young lady, this goddess matched my energy to a T, like, and topped it too. Like, oh, baby. Like, I was like, she was like, I need your number. You're not leaving here without giving me your number. Like, and I was like, you know what? Can I add you to my social drive? Like, I really love you. Like, for real. Like, you are really amazing. And talking with her, it's a really exchange of energy. It's real. It ain't no, you can tell when it's real. You can tell when it's fake if you tapped in. And I tell people that all the time. Like, yes, this is a real conversation that I had with someone. And it was really amazing. And I will say, like, I really appreciate her. Shout out to Nike, because that's my boo. And she was really amazing, guys. We had fun, and then we kicked it. And she's really a ball of light, love and light energy, like, for real. But she's just a match of my energy. It's a reflection, and people don't understand it. Like, bruh, if you would have saw us kicking it, you would have thought we were friends for years. And she's like, girl, I kind of feel like I know you. I was like, I do too. And it was just really amazing. And I had fun. And so I always tell people that, like, make sure you, like, when you be open to receiving new things from the universe will deliver every single time. You have to trust and have faith in that. Like, I'm telling you, like, everything I said in my energy reading for last weekend and on Friday the 13th, I had 20 people, at least 20 people tell me everything I said that happened in there happened in that podcast that I talked about. I'm telling y'all, I ain't missed yet. I've been shooting jumpers since I was like 4. You acting crazy. I ain't missed yet. God saying you ain't gonna miss. Tell them to debate with me. You ain't got to do no more debating at all. You done been the captain of the debate team. You won that. You excelled. You don't have to do that no more. You don't have nothing to prove to no one besides yourself. And when you learn that, you learn it. And I'm telling you, I learned it. I mastered it. I got it. Thank you, universe, most high. You ain't got to say it no more. I got it. I got it. So I just want to let y'all know, thank you for tuning in to Pretty Red ENT. The Pretty Red ENT show, guys. Like, I really love y'all. Thanks for, like, really tapping in with me, like, listening to me talk, just helping y'all out. You feel me? By the way, for the people who are on Apple Podcasts, I do have a subscription. Make sure you subscribe. It's $3.99 a month. I am about to upload a lot of episodes that I'm not giving out mainstream. People have to pay to hear that information because that information that I'm going to produce is in my book. Okay. So, but when I say I release this, y'all gonna need that juice. And when I say it's juicy, it's juicy, but it's definitely worth hearing. And it's really going to change your life if you tap in and listen to it. Real talk. And I'm like, because even when I listen to it, I'm like, dang, I seem to amaze myself every single time. But it's really true, because I'm telling you stuff that I heal from. And I'm telling you, every time I tell somebody the stuff that I'm about to drop in these episodes, it always helps. And they be like, hey, you need to come out with a podcast to talk about this. Like, you need to have a YouTube channel. You need to do this, because people need to hear what you're saying and how you're saying it, because nobody really is talking the way you are talking and targeting it the way that you are doing it. You have a very unique way at doing what you do, and only you can do that. So come out with that. I support you fully. Let me know. I'm going to share it to the world. And I must say thanks to everyone who's sharing my episodes. All of that, I really appreciate my friends really airing it on their Facebook, their Instagram, everything. Like any social media platform, they share my stuff. And one friend said, I share your stuff because you share mine. When nobody else was sharing my stuff, you shared my stuff. When nobody else was doing this, you did that. I'm a reflection of you. I'm going to do the same thing that I know that you do for me. And I'm going to timestamp. And when I say that, like, oh my gosh, like my one friend sat down, had a group listening for my podcast. And I love her. That is my baby. She is a part of my soul tribe. Like, shout out to my boo-boo. She know who she is. Let me give her applause. But she really shows out for me, and she really turns up for me, and I really appreciate that. Like, because wholeheartedly, I go full throttle for her the same exact way. And it's a beautiful energy exchange when you have people to really support you the way that you really support them without you telling them to support you. I'm telling you, like, man, she be going in on her Facebook. Follow my sister. Follow my sis. Follow my sis. Follow my sis. Every single time, like, I've seen her go live on Facebook and play my podcast. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, she really support me, because that's something that I would do. If I'm rocking with your podcast and it's like real authentic, I'm going, well, you know what, girl, I'm going to tap in on any social media platform. We all about to be listening to it. And you think I'm lying, then I must be flying. I'm going to tell you something. When I used to be in Clubhouse, which I still be in Clubhouse, we used to, with people who used to do readings on YouTube, and I knew like they were, you know, universal energy, like twin flame readers and different things like that. Like, yeah, we used to sit in my room and listen to a whole reading a woman do, and she's doing and talking. Are you serious? You don't think I will support my friend? You can't ever say you my friend and you don't share my stuff. You don't, beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that just shows, if I see you share somebody else's stuff, you don't share mine. What is that telling me? Pay attention, guys. That's something that y'all need to learn too. Imagine you doing something for someone and they don't do it in return for you. Oh, you supported their business, but they never once supported yours. Oh, they didn't share not one time anything from your page, your business, your website, but yet you did that every single time for them. You even bought something for their website, but they never bought anything from you. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Oh, but they share other people's stuff. And they might share somebody's stuff that's something like yours. Like, say, for instance, I got candles. Somebody might share somebody else's that make candles, but their candles ain't live like mine's. You get what I'm saying? Like, why be around people like that? Why deal with people like that? You got to pay attention to what people are doing, guys. Like, they are showing you how you operate and how they care about you in your life. How they feel about you, how they feel about your product, how they feel about you in general. Oh, but you would share this other girl's stuff, but you didn't share mine. I'm paying attention. I'm an Aries. I can clock the date and time that you ain't do it. Okay. You heard Summer Walker. You seen that Over It. Everybody seen the Over It 2 album. She had the dates. She born on my birthday. Get what I'm saying? Like, yes, this girl had the dates. That's Aries people. When we do something correctly. When we come for you, we got dates, times, and everything. This is the date you didn't share this post. You didn't share that post. Oh, but you shared her post. People don't like that. And if you dealing with another Aries person and you are Aries, it's kind of like y'all be battling. It's like, oh, one Aries to start to feel like they know they losing the battle, so they would try to say something else. No, let's stay focused. You said I didn't share some of yours. Let's show how I did. Oh, I bought like 3, 4, 5 things off your website. How many things you bought off mine? Did you even share my website? You know what? You're right. Get what I'm saying? Like, pay attention, people. Like, I don't know who that's for. Like, this year, no fake friends. I'm taking all new friends. They said no new friends. Nah, baby. I want my soul tribe, baby. I'm calling it my soul tribe, and it ain't the old one. So, what's good? You know what I'm saying? You about love and light. You really about spreading love and all this, but you really got good positive energy. You don't even have to be on the same thing I'm on, people. You got to understand something. It ain't about being on the same thing I'm on. It's really about me feeling your heart for real. If your heart pure, I'm going to be friends with you, like, because your heart's pure. But if your heart's not pure, I'm not going to be friends with you. I don't like women that are mean girls and stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. That's just too much for me. My spirit won't tolerate that because I done been bullied. I done been talked about. I don't want to be around people you just sitting there just talking about how someone looks, something that maybe they can't change. Well, look at their face, like, and they're not changing it, and they're still coming outside confident. Here you go, being a Grinch and making this person feel bad. And then here me go having to like tell this person, you are the bomb.com, you are a goddess, and you're gorgeous. Don't never let somebody tell you that you're not. I'm that friend. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see you sitting up there messing with someone and I'm going over there talking to the person you was messing with. You don't believe me? Ask some people who know me from when I got my first AA. They'll tell you, like, I never really talked in class. The only time people really heard me talk in class in college when I got my first AA is the time where somebody was making fun of this girl about her skin disease. Never said nothing in that class. Sat front row, never talked. Never talk. But most people never know. I have a big family, so I really didn't talk to people outside of my family for real. So it was like, what do I need to talk to you for? Like, I ain't trying to argue with no females. But it was just like, I went off completely booked, and I'm like, well, you know what? Now I'm her friend. So I sat by her and we just start kicking it, and we've been really good friends. She's still really one of my good friends to this day. I might not talk to her every day, because life goes on. People get families. They start having mass kids. But that's still really one of my really good friends. I consider her a really good friend, and she considers me a really good friend too. So that's something that I would tell y'all, that pay attention to your friends. Even have conversations with your friend. Like, just do an update with your friends. Like, how you think this relationship going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. So, guys, tune in tomorrow. I'm going to drop some jewels for y'all. But I am going to be uploading a lot of episodes either tomorrow or the day after or whenever. But it's going to be before the end of the week. I'm going to make sure that I add a lot of episodes to my subscription on Apple Podcasts. You're going to want that juice. I got a lot of juice about healing work. I got a lot of juice about a lot of things that I just briefly talk about here on the regular mainstream. It's going to go really in depth in my subscription. So, tune in, guys, to be on this wild ride as Mercury starts to start up that car, comes out of retrograde this week. Just know that post shadow period with Mercury retrograde is a lot stronger than the actual Mercury retrograde in general. It's a lot stronger. So get ready. But thanks for tuning in with the Pretty Radiant T Show. And if no one told you they loved you today, just know Goddess Nikita loves you. Okay. Thanks for tuning in.